This thing is so laggy, what the f-
I am not like y'all, nope, I am an icon. Look, I do not like y'all. Check it, I keep an eye out like a cyclops. Gotta watch all them pike.
So listen, I understand that going after the most popular game in the known universe is asking for mutually assured destruction by the army of 12-year-olds that play this game and are also too young to understand what mutually assured destruction is, but I really don't care considering that A, I'm bored, and B, my channel is going to be dead for at least another week or two until Battlefield 5's multiplayer gameplay is revealed, and then I can go about my business once more and milk that cow for as long as I can before my channel becomes dead again for a while, because the reality is that Battlefield 1 has managed to piss everyone off, including myself multiple times, and it doesn't matter how good I am at that game, people aren't going to want to watch a game that they've been bayonet charged way too many damn times in. And if you are new and wondering, yes, I am a Battlefield YouTuber, one of the few that hasn't jumped ship and started uploading Fortnite content. But Catalyst, isn't that what you're doing right now? Yes, little boy, that sounds like me with a high-pitched voice, that's correct, but in this case, I'm not hopping on the shitty bandwagon of YouTube Fortnite content, and believe me, we'll get into that later, but for now, let's talk about the game itself, the game that everyone seems to hate, but is still the most popular game in the world. Now, maybe that's because you always see haters bringing more attention to how much they hate the game more than you will see support from people who enjoy the game, but I tend to agree with the former more than the latter. This game's doo-doo. Like, it's straight trash, and because I happen to know the internet so well, and the influx of get good kid comments that I'm probably going to receive, because let's be honest, my subs are going to see this video and run for the fucking hills, I'm just going to say that I used to be really good at this game. I'm talking 4 to 5 wins every gaming session, deadly accuracy, and overall just a good player for what the meta was at that time, which at the time, it was 1x1 houses, nobody was building fucking modern complexes mid-battle like it's Extreme Makeover Home Edition, but that was before Fortnite porta-forted and one-shot the gaming industry with the pump shotgun, and now we have this monstrosity that apparently not even the Avengers, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good looking ass could solve. Now, I understand that my opinion on this may not be popular, so that being said, let me titty smack a big old trigger warning on this video. The reality is that I'm not going to pussyfoot around it. I'm just going to hit you with it like a bucket straight to the forehead. Fortnite is not that good of a game, and the crazy thing is that it was never that good of a game. Now, this is not me saying that Fortnite is not fun to play. Bad games can be fun. Perfect example, Call of Duty. Bad games can be fun for like a second, and that's the trap that many players fall into. The game was extremely fun for a decent amount of time, I'd say about 3 months, from December to March and then April maybe, but how fun was it really? I think the novelty of what Fortnite brought to the table was brilliant. There really is no other battle royale game like Fortnite on the market, and Epic Games needs to be credited with the release of Fortnite because it launched at a time when PUBG was the hottest game in the world, but of course PUBG wasn't released on console, so what Epic Games did was they capitalized on the console players' innate desire to play PUBG and battle royale games in general by giving us Fortnite. Unfortunately, this was all we got. There was literally no other battle royale game on the market. Looking back on where Fortnite was compared to where it is today, people forget that Fortnite was a colossal failure of a base-building survival game, and I'm not going to get into the lawsuit stuff right now, but nobody gave a shit about Fortnite until it included its battle royale mode based off of PUBG, which, as I said, once people tried it, people recognized that it was fun, but the biggest reason why it's so popular is because it was free. Now, I know this isn't the most revolutionary argument you'll see floating around YouTube, and for that reason, I'm not going to spend so much time on it. I'd rather take a look at the actual gameplay aspect of Fortnite, but let's be honest with ourselves. Excluding what we know about Fortnite now, would you really say that you would buy Fortnite for $20 back then? Absolutely not. And if you said yes, you're lying to yourself. You are probably the same person that buys up V-Bucks to buy skins and convince yourself that you actually like playing the game. But that point will come later. The point now, for those of you in the back, Fortnite was never popular because it was the best fucking game on the planet. Fortnite became the most popular game on the planet because it was free. Think I'm wrong? Let me turn you to a couple of examples here when I was in high school. You want to know what the most popular game was? Was it Call of Duty? It was Flappy Bird. Okay, no, but seriously, it was Call of Duty and Skyrim, but games like Flappy Bird, Temple Run, Clash of Clans, these type of games, highly addicting games that everybody, girls and boys of all ages, were playing the ever-living shit out of. Now, I ask again, would you dare buy games like this? Would you dare buy Clash of Clans for anything above $1? I wouldn't. It's not worth that much to me. Of course, over time people got bored of them, realized they weren't that great, and the game plummeted in popularity. Same thing applies to Fortnite, because in a lot of ways, Fortnite is exactly run like a mobile free-to-play game. I can guarantee you that you would not have paid for Fortnite if it had a price tag, and I can guarantee you that all these kids under 12 would not be playing the game if it cost any form of money, because deep down inside, I think we all kind of know that Fortnite is the best, worst game ever made. And although it didn't start out as such, Fortnite has slowly grown into this giant ball of gaming cancer that, for better or worse, mostly worse, is changing as we know it, and by doing so is encouraging quantity content over quality content. As I stated earlier in the video, Fortnite is an inherently fun game. It has a lot of cool features and it has a few bright spots in the gameplay, but as for the rest of the game, I can't really say the same. It suffered from performance and frame rate issues and a couple of awful design choices that brought the game down, a lack of options in terms of controller settings, very shallow depth to the gameplay, and more. But the biggest issue for me is how inconsistent the game has always been, in particular the completely ridiculous overpowered nature of the shotguns and how inconsistent the bullet spread is. And trust me, I happen to know a lot about overpowered shotguns and random bullet spread. I'm a Battlefield 1 player, so let's talk about the shotguns first and how grossly overpowered these things are at this point in the game. If you do not have a shotgun of any kind, you are dead. That's indisputable. You will die. However, if you do get a shotgun in the game is either going to go one or two ways. You're going to get one pump shotgunned in the face before the first circle, or you're going to survive all the way to the second last circle or the last circle and get one pumped by some faggot camping in a bush. Because, that's Fortnite. They see players abusing a hidden bush trick early on the game, so instead of taking it out of game, they make a fucking item out of it. But I digress. And of course you can all say, well, Catalyst, you're just fucking bad at the game, man. Well, my response to you would be fuck off. Every game of Fortnite is like this, and it is purely based on random luck. Unless you are god tier like Ninja, which by the way, we're going to get to this guy in a second too, but back to the point. This game relies on luck, and it's infuriating to me that these shotguns are so overpowered in a game derived almost exclusively from RNG luck. If me and another person who is less skilled than me land in a side-by-side building in Retail Row, I land in Bass Pro Shops, he lands in the building next to me, he finds a great pump, and I find a gray silenced SMG, because I get those things more frequently than I get subscribers. Sorry. Sidetracking again. Anyways, that player can be absolutely trash, and he can still beat me in a 1v1 fight. Why? Because he can one-shot pop me to the head and kill me with aim assist. Please, somebody tell me how that is balanced and or competitive, especially competitive, which is why I spit out my fucking orange juice all over my monitor the other day when I found out that Fortnite is putting up $100 million for a competitive esports event in the future. So you mean to tell me you are putting 100 million big ones on a game that relies on about 75% luck and 25% on how fast you can have a seizure and build a 1x1 building? Well, fuck me in the ass and call me Cheryl. This doesn't even cover the fact that apart from the first shot accuracy, the recoil in the game is more unpredictable than what gender Caitlyn Jenner is going to be in 2025. Now, I understand that a gray assault rifle isn't going to Chris Kyle someone from 3 countries away. For all of you, for those of you laughing right now, I'm glad you appreciate that reference, but I'd at least expect some accuracy with the higher level weapons, but as I've said, this game is inconsistent. Sometimes my gold scar is laser accurate, and other times it's like I'm 50 Cent's first pitch at the Mets game from like 5 years ago.
Well, that is 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson?
Curtis Jackson.
And his first pitch was not great. Just a bit outside.
That's exactly how I feel firing weapons in this game, like just a little bit outside. I have died so many times to my bullets going around an enemy while he bunny hops and shotguns me twice in the head. I think I could honestly jump off a balcony. And what makes it more frustrating is the fact that when I seem to get a one shot on a guy with a pump, I get 6 damage. And it's like I blow him a kiss. But when he shotguns me, it's like I'm Nagasaki, Japan, and he drops an atomic bomb on my ass. Now, what makes Fortnite a bad game isn't that the game has these issues, it's that Epic Games decides to ignore these issues like the girls in my high school ignored me. Instead of dedicating time to fixing the game, Epic Games instead has decided to be so obsessed with releasing new skins every single week that they wouldn't even stop to think about fixing their game. Not to mention that the biggest change of all, their gigantic map change, completely ruined the flow of the game. If you don't land tilted towers, the game is absolutely the most boring thing on the planet, and that's why a lot of these games you'll see me have only like 3 or 4 kills at the most, because you can't find anybody. Half the lobby is dead within the first, 30 seconds of tilted towers, and oftentimes with these patches, it just brings more lag and inconsistent netcode with it every single time. Epic Games has found themselves in an increasingly more toxic content cycle, not only piling up extra skins and weapons that the game doesn't need because the community has been acquainted to getting new things every week, but because they are trying to use these added skins and weapons to hide how flawed and broken this game truly is at its core. I'd rather have Epic Games fix the lag issues and building glitches than have a worthless skin or dance every week, but of course they won't do that because, well...
We hold the world ransom for $100 billion.
Now, I've spent a majority of the time of this video about how cancerous I think Fortnite has become and why, but I haven't even begun to touch on the content creators that call this piling piece of trash game home, because I really shouldn't even call them content creators, because in reality what they really are babysitters for how much time they entertain children while their parents aren't home. But before I attack the general population of Fortnite streamers and YouTubers, I would like to clarify that I only really can't stand a few of them. I can only really stand Dr. Lupo and Nick30 because, quite frankly, I think they are the most impressive and they are not that annoying. However, let's talk about everyone's favorite Fortnite streamer, Ninja, and for this part of the video, I thought I would replace the background music with something a little more fitting.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Now, I'm not saying that Ninja isn't an inherently bad person. In fact, he is morally a very nice person. He's done a bunch of charity streams and has returned donations that he received because they were incorrect. But maybe this is all a front, because unfortunately, since becoming the most sub-2 person on Twitch, he's become quite the hypocrite because of all the money. Most recent example being that he told Myth that he couldn't stream with him anymore because he curses way too much. But then, the next day, he promptly streams with Lil Yachty, and Yachty curses more than Eminem and a sailor in a casual conversation. His excuse is that he couldn't tell Yachty to stop cursing because it's Little Yachty, and to me that's actual bullshit, because I don't care who you are, it's your product, it's your brand, and you control it. I don't walk around saying I don't like iPhones but then go into an Apple store and purchase an iPhone. Not to mention times where Ninja said that he would never make fun of other players or fans and went on this great anti-bullying speech, and there are multiple clips of him raging and making fun of those fans and bullying people. Check this out.
Like, do not bully people.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Do not make fun of anyone. Dude, what a lucky fuck stick, dude. All my shit was fucking unloaded.
Because it's funnier, things are easier to do when they aren't right with a group of people. Because you justify it by like, oh, there's a bunch of people doing it, it's okay.
Fuck you, kid. You're adopted.
Now, I understand things are said in the moment, things that you may not necessarily mean. Lord knows how many times I've been in a competitive match and I've told someone that I know and personally respect a lot to go fuck themselves or fuck off, usually with a voice crack somewhere in there because I can sound like a lesbian sometimes, but besides the point, I understand that you say things you don't mean, and it's not like Ninja's the only one that I have come to dislike. I think that Myth is as well an annoying prick, and that's the end of that. Of course, this wouldn't be a Fortnite hate video if I didn't mention my boy Ali A. Now, I kind of find it funny that he is now known as the Fortnite clickbait YouTuber, making clickbait content when he's been doing that in the Call of Duty franchise for years. 8 years, in fact. Now, granted, the first couple of years weren't bad. I'm not sure when he turned into the British Jake Paul. I was never that big of a fan of him to begin with, so I can't, pinpoint that turn, but all you have to do is look at this guy's content to understand why a lot of people dislike him. But if you could believe it, there are some people worse on the Fortnite content side of YouTube that are actually more worse than the people I've already talked about, and that are the Fortnite clip channels. Now, these channels are actually infuriating to see popular as a smaller YouTuber. What these channels do is they gather clips from the previous morning or previous day's stream and turn them into a montage-style video, about 10 minutes each to reach that ad revenue, and then send them out to the public, usually with a free V-Bucks coupon stapled in the back of the video, or the description, or in the first 30 seconds of the video, after a screen grab of a Fortnite trailer as their intro. I mean, these fucking people are so devoid of all creativity and morals that they can't even make their own intros, for fuck's sakes.
Carrying coffins.
So, right there out of the gate, you have a trailer for the C4 for Fortnite, completely stolen straight from the trailer, and all you have to do is go on YouTube, search up a subscriber green screen on the YouTubes for Sony Vegas or whatever software you have, and download yourself an explosion, make yourself a PNG of your channel logo, and there you have it. That's your intro. And the content is what you basically saw. First clip is Ninja, straight out of the gate, a clip ripped straight from his stream. It's not always Ninja, but it's somebody popular enough to get people to click on the video. Now, the only thing that this video is missing is a V-Bucks giveaway. You know, I searched for a channel that did this all the time, but I couldn't find it again. It's probably a good thing. You know, I think the dude was sitting around 650,000 subscribers. The channel in this video is at 89,000 subscribers, but fuck me. I'm sitting here making original content on a dead game, mind you, and here are these shit twizzlers directly ripping off all the major streamers' streams and reposting them on YouTube and getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers for doing absolutely nothing. It's basically a contest of who can download videos the best. It isn't content, and it certainly isn't promotion for the streams. You know, I think they're doing quite well enough to not need your promotion, quote unquote. And meanwhile, there are hundreds of great YouTubers that are struggling for views because of these schmucks, and it pisses me the fuck off if you couldn't already tell. So, to wrap all that into a nice shiny bow, and you have a perfectly sound and legit reason for hating Fortnite, for the cancerous game that it is, a game that only became popular because it was free, and a game that is fun at times but hides its technical problems behind weekly, useless cosmetic and weapon add-ons, for a game that thinks so much about what they're doing instead of thinking if they should be doing it or not. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked the video and or agree with me, make sure you drop a like on the video and share it. I spent a lot of time writing the script for this video, making sure my thoughts were clear and concise and accurate. If you are new here, subscribe for more amazing Battlefield 1 content leading up to Battlefield 5, and turn on post notifications for content that I don't have to download clips from Twitch to be entertaining. My name is Snicker Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.